Here are 6 exciting Coronation Street spoilers for next week that include cheating, a new victim, and a romantic spark is formed. Stick around. Spoiler 1. Rowan causes trouble for guilty Nick and Toya. As Leanne pays for Rose's funeral, out of her own pocket, Toya sees Rowan hanging round the hearse and shoves him in anger. After the funeral, Leanne confesses that it was actually Rowan who paid for the funeral. This only makes Toya more determined to expose Rowan's true character. Toya heads home and turns to Nick for comfort and ends up sleeping with him. They vow never to betray Leanne again, but have no idea that someone has watched them from the builder's yard. Feeling guilty, Toya admits to Nick that they need to tell Leanne what happened. At the bistro, Rowan gives Toya an NDA and tells her to sign it. Toya tells him that she won't give in to his blackmail and will come clean to Leanne as Rowan angers her further by offering to pick up the pieces for her sister. Later on, Rowan announces that Leanne has been promoted to level 5, as Nick and Toya watch on in disgust as he celebrates the occasion with her. Will their affair be exposed? Spoiler 2. Kevin makes Abby's situation worse. With Bethany getting the job working for a magazine company, she informs Abby that she's been asked to support Corey Brent in an article. Abby soon does some research and discovers that Stephen Brent is the board director of the documentary production company and also owns the magazine. She reckons he's behind the deep fakes. Concerned, Abby reports Stephen to the police as DS Swain interviews him on the deepfake videos. With Bethany offering to quit her job, Kevin has other ideas and asks her to hand over the security pass to Stephen's office. Sometime after this, Kev gets his hands on a stolen mobile phone and asks Max to hack into it. Tyrone soon receives an email with a video of Kev breaking into Stephen's office as Kev makes out that it's a deep fake. With Bethany realising what he's done, and with Stephen threatening Kev with jail time, Kevin returns home to find Abby speaking to Craig. Will he report Stephen or leave things be? A potential romance is on the horizon for 2 Weatherfield residents in our next spoiler, so stay tuned to find out who could be lucky in love. Spoiler 3. Sparks fly between Steve and Cassie. Over drinks in the pub, Amy, Daniel and Steve worry about how they'll pay for Ken's care. Cassie overhears them talking and offers to be Ken's carer on the cheap. Ken's family gives Cassie the job but pretend to Ken that she has qualifications and was hired through an agency. However, Ken soon realises that Cassie isn't a professional carer, after all, and isn't happy with his family's betrayal. Ken allows Cassie to care for him despite finding out the truth, as Steve enjoys giving her the task of cutting Ken's toenails. Ken enjoys chatting away to Cassie and then asks her to join him for some lunch. Amy notices some chemistry between Steve and Cassie and calls Steve up on it. Steve denies having any feelings for Cassie, but Amy sees through her dad. Will anything happen between Steve and Ken's new carer? Spoiler 4. Paul offends Summer and Felix. Summer and Felix turn up at the flat and hear Paul playing an offensive message about Felix on his eye gaze. Billy and Todd try to meet the message, but it's too late as Felix rushes out upset. Later, a sad Summer says goodbye to Felix at the airport and returns home to hear that Paul has been advised to stop using the stairlift after his fall. What will this mean for him? Spoiler 5. Chesney and Gemma's boiler trouble causes chaos. With a broken boiler, Gemma and Ches aren't impressed when the landlord fails to fix it. Ches soon comes up with the idea of getting an electric shower as it will be cheaper than a brand new boiler. Dee Dee tells Gemma that she could sue the landlord for not carrying out basic repairs. Chesney has another issue to deal with though, as Joseph tells his posh friend that his dad owns a successful catering empire. Can they get themselves out of this mess? And finally, spoiler 6. Joel preys on the vulnerable. Joel sees Sabrina at the police station as she confides in him that her brother has been arrested. Wanting to help, Joel gives Sabrina his business card and encourages her to get in touch with him. Joel's happy to have found his next victim. But is Sabrina in danger? And if you enjoyed this week's Coronation Street spoilers, subscribe so you can come back next week for even more Weatherfield news.